And away we go.
So, how's your day been?
Great.
Yeah, same here. Let's get right into the news.
Yes. So, you heard of Eurovision, right?
Eurovision?
Yes. Have you heard of it?
I feel like I've vaguely heard of it, but I don't really know much about it. What about it?
Okay, so this year, of the few countries, Malta's entry, firstly, uh, you're really gonna roll your eyes with this one. What do you think the title of the song that Malta's entry is for this year's Eurovision?
Wait, hold on. What's the title of the song for Eurovision?
No, well, Eurovision is the contest. I'm talking about the entry. I'm talking about Malta's entry, the title of their song.
To be honest, I have no idea.
Well, the BBC has made quite the fuss about it because there's a particular word that gave them a bit of a spook, although it is spelled differently and it means something else.
Man, I have no guesses on what this word is, so what is the word that gives them the spooks but is spelled differently that we are also very familiar with?
All right, okay, this word is cunt, K-A-N-T, not C-U-N-T.
Wait, that word gives them the spook?
Yes, because it sounds like cunt.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Fair
like, you know,
enough.
it's fair enough, but like, cunt? Really?
Come on,
That,
man. Like,
that
it
why does
gives
that
me. Go on.
why does that spook? I thought it was like I thought the word was anti-Semitism or something spelled differently. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just thought I don't know why. I thought it was
Yeah,
anything else other than cunt.
yeah. I don't know either, but here we are.
Is there a reason why? I mean, is it because it sounds like cunt? Is that the only reason why it gives them the spook?
Yes, exactly.
I guess I guess they're on television, so fair enough. They don't want to curse, but really, cunt? That's it?
Yeah,
That's the only thing?
yeah.
I
And
mean,
the BBC tried all they can to prevent that song from being promoted across the UK, but it still went viral anyway in the UK.
they could have named anything else other than that, though. I mean, it's a word at the end of the day. Yeah,
Yeah,
things are gonna go viral when they go viral. So you can't really control what.
yeah. The thing is, cunt, spelled K-A-N-T, is Maltese for singing. So the title of the song is literally serving to sing.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I mean, they could possibly just kind of just they could get around it by simply like saying the definition of like what this song means or anything like that. But I really don't see why they're making a big deal about it. I mean, they could get around it somehow instead of just trying to censor it. I mean, because at the end, it's spelled Kant. Wait, you said Kant?
Yeah, K-A-N-T.
That spells can't.
Exactly, but the joke is that it's pronouncing can't as cunt, because that's how people in Malta pronounce the word.
Well, they could have just easily changed the word to can't, but I don't get why they're censoring it. They could have easily just changed the word for the sake of their network. But it is what it is, though. I mean, I really don't see the big deal.
I don't think they're gonna change it because it's giving them a lot of boost and an advantage. And also, if it was a concern for censorship, the EBU would have flagged that up by now, but I've heard nothing from them. So I don't think it's that big of a deal as the BBC are making it as.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably not a big deal. It's probably just them freaking out about it.
Yeah,
But who knows?
yeah, they're just. I think people at the BBC just dirty-minded. Not everyone, but at least the ones that are reporting on this. Those people are dirty-minded for
Not,
assuming that.
not gonna lie, a lot of people in this day and age are dirty-minded. So it's not. I can't say it's just. I can't even say it's just them. A lot of people are dirty-minded in this world now. So it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, what else are you really gonna do? I mean, but yeah, no, the people who are working there are just simply dirty-minded, and they just can't help themselves, and they could have easily looked past it. They really could have.
Yeah, they could.
I mean, hey, but what are you really gonna do? I mean, it went viral, so they can't really stop it. Plus,
Yeah, the damage is done.
you said it was helping them too, right?
Yeah, like can't sounds similar to cunt, and I think cunt is a very popular word in the LGBT community. So I fully understand why that song would be promoted and going viral many places.
Yeah, I guess I understand it too. But is there anything else in the news?
So the the minimum wage in Poland is now at the same level as the United States federal minimum wage.
Oh, nice. How much is it?
It's equivalent to seven US dollars 20.
That's minimum wage.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's minimum
that's the
wage.
new minimum wage for Poland now. And the way that the minimum wage in Poland is adjusted is based on expected yearly inflation. So whatever percentage the inflation in Poland is expected to be, that's how much that's how much Poland's minimum wage will increase by the start of the new year.
That's not very much minimum wage. That's super minimum wage, if you ask me.
Yeah, but at least there is an increase of a minimum wage in Poland, so that's something. It's better
That's
than
true.
doing nothing at all.
That's true. Hold on just a minute. Alright, I'm back.
Yep.
But yeah, no. That is, I guess because I live in New York, but that's super minimum wage to me. I mean, minimum wage is like $15, $17. Actually, no, $15. Sorry,
Yeah.
$17. Yeah, but yeah. I guess it's just because I live in New York. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it just depends. But hey, as long as you're able to as long as you're able to live off that, I really see no problem with it as long as you're able to live off it.
Yeah. The thing is, now that we know that the minimum wage in Poland and the federal minimum wage in the US are now the same, I think you Americans are better off living in Poland than in the US, at least in most states, because same minimum wage, but most places in Poland are actually much more affordable than it is in most places in the US.
That's pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie. How is Poland more affordable than the U.S.?
Well, I'm not saying it's like migration out of Poland into UK and other Western nations, but that is one of the reasons. Second reason, well, I feel like they haven't said it, but I feel like Poland are somewhat less reliant on imports from other nations, but rather only mostly imports from nearby neighbors, whether it be in the EU or Visegrad, as well as their own national labor force.
So it's our
That's
fault.
that's all I can think of from the top of my head.
So so part of the reason why our stuff is so expensive is because we're getting it from other nations.
Yes,
That's
that's
part.
one of the yeah, that's one of the reasons. What's funny is that the United States majority of the services and goods in the US are mostly made in-house, like within the US. The US doesn't have to import stuff from other countries, but yes, it still does, because other countries would import stuff from the US anyway.
So part of that is like I said before. So the only reason why things are at least part of the reason why hold so part of the reason why things are expensive is just that is because and along with other problems is because we import things from other countries even though we don't.
Maybe.
I
But
I
if you're, the thing
I mean
is,
I'm
yeah,
saying if that's part of the problem. We can easily just stop doing that, but we're not going to. That's the thing.
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, along with other problems as well, not just that. But yeah, it's like for the most part, yeah, Poland seems like it's less expensive to live in, man. It's like, but no one is gonna move to Poland though.
Nah.
Let's call a spade a spade. No one is gonna move from the U.S. to Poland. Not because Poland is bad, but just I don't know. Like most people either don't have the means to move, or they just love the U.S. It's just really as simple as that. Most of us will deal with like the expensive things, expensive economy and just somehow learn to adapt to it, or just like find a way to like make to like find a way to like live cheaper in this expensive economy. Me personally, I don't really have any plans to move from the U.S., so I'll make it work somehow. And yeah, I mean that's really all you can do, especially if you're not gonna move.
Oh,
Well, what were you about to say?
I wasn't going to say anything else.
Oh, okay. So is there anything else in the news?
Indeed, there is. Just gotta find it. Where else was it? Yes. Failed asylum seeker can stay
Asylum?
in the UK because she joined a terror group.
A woman from the U.S. could not stay in the U.S. because she joined a terror group.
No, no, a failed asylum seeker can stay in the UK because she joined a terrorist group, or terror group, as they said.
That's in the UK.
Yeah.
What's the terrorist group?
Well,
I'm not going to assume, so what's the terrorist group?
I haven't looked into this article. It was a notification that popped up. I screenshotted it and just sent it in the chat. I've looked into this.
Ah, got
But,
you.
but based off the headline alone, whatever spin media outlets make it out as, just hearing that, what's the logic? Why are people allowing foreign who have not done any of the legal documentation or have the tendency to cause chaos, mayhem, and break whatever laws in Western world nations, whilst people who have done legal paperwork, they have to wait years. Like how's it fair for those who do want to come and migrate to developed nations, but that also want to bring their families with them, and the people that are migrating to those countries have the workforce to contribute to that country's economy and not just lay about doing nothing all day.
Here's the thing, it's never fair. My question is, why is there a terrorist group in the UK?
I don't think it mentions a terrorist group in the UK. It just mentions that an asylum seeker that's in the UK joined a terrorist group.
I mean, but if she's able to stay in the UK, I just pretty much assumed off of what you read that like she was able to stay in the UK because she joined a terrorist group, and I just assumed that they were all in the UK. That's pretty much what I assumed. I mean, because it wouldn't make sense if she joined if she was able to stay in the UK because she joined a terrorist group from another country that's in another country.
Yeah, nothing
I
is
pre-
for certain.
yeah,
It's very,
it's
very complicated.
yeah, it really is very complicated. We're simply only going off the information we know. But I
Hold
don't
on,
really know.
okay, I think there's more into this. So, a Nigerian woman who tried and failed 8 times to secure asylum in Britain was finally granted the right to stay after joining a terrorist organization just to boost her claim.
Wait, a Nigerian woman was trying to seek asylum in the UK, but she couldn't. But until she joined this group, she was able to make a claim on why she should be in that asylum.
Yes,
So she joined the group just so she can have a stronger claim.
yes, to
I mean,
claim asylum, which she got accepted asylum for.
granted that is smart, but at the same time, it's like,
What's the price
what's
for
the
something like this?
what's the point? Just to seek asylum? Just asylum help? I mean, I'm just trying to wonder what she needed help with. That like made her say, I need to go to an asylum. Like, was she addicted to anything? Like, is that it?
Well,
Was she going through some psychological problems? I'm trying to wonder what she needed asylum, what she needed the asylum for. Cause
well, there are.
oh, you were saying?
I was going to say there are many questions revolving around this, and we'll never know what the answer would be until it's too late.
Pretty much, we'll really never truly know what the answer is. But it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, like, hey, as long as she has help for whatever she's going through, I really see no problem with it. I really don't. I mean, I wouldn't join a terrorist group just for the sake of that, but I'd say, like, whatever it is, man, I hope she's getting help. More help than she was getting in Nigeria. Everyone does stuff for a reason, and that's all I have to say about that. So, is there anything else in the news?
I just had it for a second. 8 people have been unalived in Kentucky storms that flooded roads, governor says.
Really? The storm caused this?
At least 8 people have died in Kentucky as creeks swelled from heavy storms and water-covered roads, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said Sunday. Hundreds of people stranded by flooding had to be rescued.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, like, my condolences go to their families and friends and anybody who was lost in that tragic storm. You said storm, right?
Yeah, it was a storm.
Yeah, in that tragic storm. I mean, like, that's really
It's
all
ve-
I can really say about that.
yeah, it's very unfortunate.
It really is. No one should have to be lost like that. But hey, man, I mean, my condolences are to their families and friends and relatives and loved ones. And sorry. Hopefully they're all resting in peace. I really do hope that. But what else is in the news?
Dismantling of federal elections. Monitor creates opening for foreign meddling. Dismantling of federal elections creates opening for foreign meddling.
Huh? Is there more? Is there more in the news, or is that all we have? Like as a
Yeah, there's more information on this.
okay.
The administration's actions have reduced efforts to monitor election security and foreign influence affecting federal agency functions.
Interesting. What are your thoughts?
Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the disbanding of an FBI task force focused on foreign influence operations targeting US elections.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't have a strong opinion about trying to prevent foreign influence, but this is a very complicated topic to discuss. All I
It is.
will say is if there is a chance of an influence from foreign parties that may potentially create outcomes that goes in their favor, actions to prevent such actions and instances like that is a good start, in my opinion.
That's true. And yeah, I would say like if they're trying to cut off foreign influence, then it's good to see. I mean, I don't really know how far it would go, but it's a start. Once again, don't really know how far it's gonna go, but I hope it goes far enough to the point where we can rely on ourselves. And I would say put America first, but we're also putting Israel first as well. It's cool, which is cool and all, but it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
That's true. So I would say like I would say like just in general, as far as like putting America first, that's never gonna happen. It's always gonna be someone. It's always gonna be something. There was gonna be another country going going first, and we're just gonna be second. Truly putting America first is never gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Well, it could be. It really could be. And for the pro people who wants to put America first, they're either not going to be runner-ups for president for the presidency, or they're going to somehow get compromised by
Yeah.
another. Now, if we put our own selves first, that'd be great. But I don't think it would last very long. That's the
Yeah.
problem. It wouldn't.
Exactly.
Just like Trump's run isn't going to last very long. Once again, I give him 3 years. I think you said in a later in a like recent podcast that like Trump might be in that office for longer if they do something.
Yeah. If the 22nd Amendment is repealed, it is likely that Trump can have a shot for another re-election in 2028, and if he wins that, he gets another 4 years, and that is it for Trump's political career.
Wow, just wow.
Yeah,
So the Trumps are going to be taking over everything,
they
and
sure will. At
that's
least not now. It will be a few years or decades.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I, I wouldn't really know how to feel about another Trump going for another 4 years. I wouldn't know how to feel about that. I really wouldn't. I don't hate Trump, but he's also not my favorite guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. In his first term, there was something new, unlike any other politician in the US. But for his second term, it just doesn't feel the same.
I mean,
Also, even if there is benefits or something good that Trump can do in his second term, or at what price is this being done? What people think is good for the economy and good for the world, it just sounds too good to be true.
everything sounds too good to be true nowadays. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean,
Not
it's like,
everything's for certain.
most things, most things. I mean, there's always a catch with everything. Though. That's what I'm trying to say. There's always a catch. You may not know what that catch is right now, but you'll know eventually.
Yeah,
There's always a catch. So it's just up to us to figure out what that catch may be. Because ultimately speaking, everything has a price. Everything has a price. So with this Trump election, it just seems too good to be true. It does.
it does,
And
yeah.
it is, but most people will find out once it's too late.
They will find out, and it will be too late for them.
Exactly. Exactly. It's going to be too late before most people find out that it's just too good to be true. So, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, there's not really much we can do about it. People who, um, only people who really see it and really know will, will see it. And, we can really do is pray for those people. That's really all you can do. But, other than that, I don't have a problem with Trump. It's just that we know where his allegiance lies. And it's not with the American people. It's not with me, it's not with you, it's not with Risk, it's not with anybody. It's with people who control. Who are the people who
It's with the big guys, the men with the cheese, and kissing the ring and the wall at some point.
I'm pretty sure he's already kissed that one.
Yeah, one too many times.
Yeah, one too many times. But there's gonna be those hard hit. There's gonna be a hard headed people who be like, oh yeah, no, Trump is for us, man. He's for the people. He's a real American. He's a real. There are gonna be people who are gonna be saying that, but is he now?
Well,
I
that's
mean,
as real as his tan, that's for sure.
I would say as far as the country goes, you can trust him. If you want to trust him, you can trust him. But as far as like your life goes, don't put your trust.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure Trump wanted to do what was best for the people, but he can't. At least he can't fulfill all of the plans that he wants to fulfill for the country.
Because the script wouldn't allow it.
Exactly. The scripts just won't allow it. It's not in the script. It's not in the plan. And if Trump deviates from the script, well, he's gonna have to.
You have
He's
to
just
answer a lot of questions.
he's gonna have to answer a lot of questions. He's gonna have to answer to his oh, sorry. I was like reading something else and I said Jesus name. But yeah, no. When he dies, he would have to answer to Jesus. But other than that, yeah, he's pretty much gonna have to answer to the people who control him, like a Netanyahu. The people who he pulls his chair, the people who he pulls the chairs out for, the people who he serves hand and foot, and the people who do not let him have free will.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that's simply about it. He's just gonna have to answer a lot of questions to them and say Trumpy, and who's they call him Trumpy, who probably call him out of his name too. I don't know, but yeah, he's just gonna have to do a lot of answering. He
Yeah.
won't answer to us because although he probably does care about us, he doesn't care about us enough to not compromise. And so yeah, for the people praising Trump, for the people who are saying rah rah rah, who does not see the bigger picture, they're truly the real bots. I mean, like people call liberals bots, but in reality, Republicans are bots too. All of them are. They have someone they follow. I mean, yeah, you could argue that the Democrats were bots, the liberals are bots, But Republicans are just as bot-minded as them. Everyone's a bot when you don't see the bigger picture. When you don't see the bigger picture, when you don't see the deception that they're pulling, you're automatically a bot. I mean, if your ideology is only within like the realm of Trump or the realm of Kamala or the realm of JD Vance, although I don't think there's a real realm for that. But yeah, pretty much yeah. If your realm only revolves around being a Republican or being a Democrat, or your ideology is Trump, Trump, Trump,
And Trump.
and Trump, and Trump, and Trump, and Trump, any of the Trumps really,
And a bit of Vance every now and then.
yeah, every now and then, and a bit of RFK Jr.
And Trump again.
and her last name is Trump, but still. And or who knows? Maybe JD Vance is like white too. Uh, I don't know her first name, so I'm just gonna say Vance.
I think it's also Vance because she's married,
Oh yeah, no,
presumably.
I'm saying I don't know her first name. I mean,
Ah, her first name. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, like Mrs. Vance,
Yes.
or I don't know anybody else. Yahoo, I guess, or just
Don't forget Elon Musk.
oh yeah, Elon Musk, Mr. Musk, Mr. Musk, yeah, can't forget about him.
Yep.
Yeah, you're pretty much a bot. You're just a bot. You're just a bot automatically. When they say jump, you'll jump. When they say pull, you'll pull. When they say inject, you'll inject. When they say open up your mouth, you'll open up your mouth. When they say swallow a pill, you'll swallow a pill. When they say put this chip in your head or in your arm, you'll put that chip in your head or in your arm. The point is, they're gonna do it exactly what they said. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Anyways, let's get off the topic of bots, unless it
Yes.
comes up again.
Yes.
What else is in the news?
Are noise-cancelling headphones to blame for young people's hearing problems?
I would say yes, because it's like it just depends on how loud you put your music. But
Exactly, yeah.
it really just depends on how loud. Like I'm not gonna lie, my hearing is not bad, but
Well, it's
it's
not that
also
good either.
not that good either. Like I can still hear, but it's like, but I'm pretty sure part of that is because I sometimes I put my music up loud when I was younger, but I try not to do that as much anymore because it's just gonna cause more problems. But my hearing is for the most part not gone. It's not bad. But yeah. Anyways, read the article on why noise canceling headphones might be the contributor for young people's hearing problems.
So, more young people are presenting to audiology teams in England with difficulty processing sounds.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely sad. It's definitely sad that a lot of young people are having problems hearing, but I mean, it's partially to blame. The parents are partially to blame for this because it's like if you're getting your child in noise canceling headphones, then come on, really? You pretty much did that to yourself. You pretty much did that. You pretty much did that to your child. But at the same time, you should know not to turn up your music very all the way loud. That's really all. You should really. The kids should really also know that. But yeah, I would say like to avoid that, you could use a speaker, or you can just not turn up your music or your video all the way loud to cancel out noise. Yeah, I would say it's part of it. It's definitely part of it. With regular headphones as well, but yeah, it's definitely part of it. Like, they just listen to things way too loudly. So therefore it's like you wanna be in the moment listening to your music, but ultimately speaking you're messing up your hearing from a long term standpoint. But hey, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. So, is there anything else in the news?
Row as nude models told to put clothes on at life drawing class.
Put clothes on in life drawing class, you said?
Yes.
But
Well, what do you think? Nude models.
oh, you said nude models. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so nude models was that? I mean, I'm hold on. If they're a nude model, they were posing nude, but then they were asked to put their clothes on.
Yes.
I mean, I get it because they were nude, but isn't that their job being nude models? And I mean, I don't get it. Were they fat? I'm not. I don't get it.
There should have been some warning saying the models are in their birthday suits, so please be aware of that and proceed to make your works of art of some sort, whatever.
Oh, so pretty much they were just not they were just not warned that these were nude models.
Exactly, they were not warned.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I'll be honest. I would appreciate that warning. Also, it's like, look, 'cause imagine if you're going in a classroom or going in a room to sketch something or to sketch someone, and then they just take their clothes off in front of you. It's like you didn't think it was that type of party. You would have just assumed that it was just regular models posing for a photo, not being nude. So yeah, no, a warning would have been great, especially if someone is going to be nude in front of you. But hey, next time just warn the people. Don't have them be shocked. Don't allow them to figure this out on their own. I mean, at least give people a chance to not sign up for the class. And if they do sign up for the class, then yeah, they're pretty much going to be asking for genitals to be presented to their faces. But that's near here or there. But hey, warning next time.
Yes.
Yes. So what else is in the news?
Assyrians stabbed 2 Israelis in Athens. 1 arrested.
They were Israeli?
Yes, 2 Israelis in Athens.
That's anti-Semitic.
It sure is.
But in all seriousness, though, I hope the Israelis are good. I mean, I hope they make it. I hope they die. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody should really be killing anybody, but we live in a very messed up world where people will choose to kill someone or stab other people for what they believe in or for what they don't believe in. But yeah, my condolences are with them because they're human beings, and
Yeah,
yeah, I just hope they're okay.
yeah, me too.
All right. So, what do you think about the whole situation?
Well, I do understand that particular groups of people have a history of doing events and incidences that are beyond heinous and vile and occasionally disgusting. However, just because there have been events like that cause a lot of emotional reaction, most of which are negative, that does not mean you should go after the broad group of people as a whole. Everyone is accountable for their own actions, and they should be punished that reflects their actions and the impact they've had on those people.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You should not just go after a group of people just because, of something. Everyone is accountable for their own actions. And I will say for the most part, just because it's someone doesn't mean it's going to be all of those people. So I say you shouldn't go after a group of people for just living. And yeah, we're all humans at the end of the day. That's what we all have in common. We're just all humans. So therefore, yeah, I don't really believe that anybody could be attacked in a heinous way whatsoever. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. What else is in the news?
Elon Musk says X's or Twitter's AI's Grok 3 chatbot to be unveiled on Monday.
Wait, Grok, his chatbot?
Yes, Grok is the Twitter X chatbot.
Yes, I've used that before. I'm not gonna lie. There are some theories from some Christians that the logo of the Grok chatbot is actually a broken cross. And looking at the logo, I can kind of see it.
I see it now. I just rotate my phone. Yeah, I see it. I
Yeah,
see
you
it now.
see it? Yeah, it's yeah, there are some theories, and I'm like, yeah, I can see it. So
Yeah, me too. I can see it now.
yeah, so I mean, to all each his own. If they want to use it, at the end of the day, it's an AI thing where you can make animated photos of yourself and animated photos of other things too. But yeah, uh, that was clearly done that was clearly done on purpose. I don't know if it was done on purpose actually, but it is what it is though. And we're just gonna have to wait and see what this chat bot is. You said the chat, the AI chatbot will be revealed.
Yes, Grok 3 will be unveiled.
Oh, Grok 3. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. Well, I'm not going to be on Twitter to look forward to it, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just see what happens from there. And Elon Musk, I really have nothing to say to you, but it's not like you're going to listen to this.
Yeah,
You might.
very true.
Yeah, so, he might. Who knows? But still, it is what it is at the end of the day.
And
And
it
I'm
was
looking,
what it was.
exactly, and I'm looking forward to seeing Grok 3 and how that turns out. And maybe I'll try it. Maybe, not sure, when I get back, which will probably be in 2 to 5 months. So, yeah. I do kind of miss Twitter though, but yeah, I'm not, you know, it's pretty easy to stay off of. Is there anything else in the news?
Shakira hospitalized in Peru with stomach issue.
Oh wow. Do we know what the stomach issue is or like what caused it?
Yeah, Shakira stated on a social media that doctors informed her she was not in condition to perform. She expressed sadness about missing the show and hopes to recover soon for a rescheduled date. She cancelled a concert in Lima after being hospitalized with an abnormal condition.
Sounds pretty serious.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish her the best though. I hope she gets better. And I hope for the most part, it could pass through her in the form of a stool, in the form of her just going to the bathroom. But it's it's probably not that simple. So, I say whatever the doctor's gotta do to to help her get better. I hope she does get better and becomes more healthier than ever to perform and to truly entertain people. Yeah, I just hope she gets better. I do. That no one deserves to go through that, which is, stomach problems like that. Not minor, not minor stomach problems or not super bad stomach problems,
Yeah.
I really hope it's nothing too serious. It's serious, but I hope it's nothing too serious, And I honestly wish you nothing but the best. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We've been wishing a lot of people the best for this for half this podcast.
Yeah,
Really.
it's very unfortunate. People are going through all kinds of stuff. It's just tragic.
Yeah, no, it definitely is tragic, man. It's like I wish all of these people the best, and anybody who else is going through any other problems, I wish them the absolute best. And yeah, like that's really all I can say about that. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Hmm.
Whatever is happening in this world and whatever people are going through, hopefully it gets better for them. And although there are people who have done horrible things, well, we shouldn't stoop to their level. We should
Yeah,
always try to thrive and hope to be an example that there is hope and things can be good. May not be always good, but there'll be times that will be good.
exactly. I 100% agree with that. And yeah, in this world, it's pretty easy to hate someone. It's pretty easy to just like despise a person for just simply existing. But I say like the hardest thing is to just love someone, like even when they've done bad to you. So just try to just love that person, try to somewhat see it from their lens, and just so that we can all just kind of find a common ground and get along. And that's really all I gotta say. And yeah, um, that's all we can really do is just try to find a common ground and try to get along. But
Exactly.
is there anything else in the news?
Yes, there is. I just had it for a second there. Brazil to host next BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro in July.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Brazil to host next BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro in July.
Huh. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what the BRICS summit would be about. Yeah, I mean, like for the most part, I'm looking forward to seeing what that BRICS summit is about. Obviously, if something comes out about it, we will read it and we will talk about it here. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and for the most part, yeah, I'm just looking forward. I'm just to it, and yeah, may That's all I gotta say. I'm looking forward to it. There's really not much to say about the BRICS thing. Well, obviously, we all have our different opinions about BRICS, and we all have our different opinions about things that go on in this world. But yeah, let's just see what they have to say.
Exactly.
But what else is in the news?
CBS and other Paramount channels could go dark on YouTube TV.
Oh wow, how come?
YouTube TV and Paramount reached a deal that prevents the removal of Paramount content from the service, as announced by the companies.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Paramount's just in a very unfortunate position, man. It's very
Yeah,
unfortunate. I like Paramount too. Granted, I've never used it, but it seems pretty good. I like it.
yeah.
I really do. I hope Paramount can fix their situation quickly and swiftly. Yeah, yeah. That's all I gotta say. I hope they can fix everything as quickly as possible. And yeah, I honestly wish nothing but the best for them.
Eat.
And YouTube, obviously, but YouTube doesn't necessarily need my condolences.
They're doing pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. They don't need my condolences. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I just wish for their success, and that's all I can say. I wish nothing but for their success. I don't want them to fall. I don't want them to, necessarily, you know, cease to exist. So we're gonna see where they go from here, which is, I hope it's up.
Yes.
Anyways, what else is in the news?
Parts of southern Ontario, Quebec preparing for second winter storm. No, second strong winter storm.
The second strongest winter storm.
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy. Did anybody get
It
hurt?
is, yeah.
Did anybody get hurt?
Well, Environment Canada has issued a winter storm warning for Toronto, forecasting 25 to 40 centimeters of snow in the city, according to the agency. The warning also includes regions of southwestern Ontario, Ottawa, and southern and central Quebec, as heavy snow is expected.
Wow, that has to be very good news for the children who don't like going to school, and good, but also bad news for the adults that go to work. I
Yes.
mean, yeah,
Gotta make the cheese somehow.
they definitely got to make it somehow, and they won't be able to. But at the same time,
Exactly.
they'll also probably enjoy their time home as well if they cannot make it to work. I mean, it's not like they're getting fired; they just can't make it to work.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably the one thing you can miss about school is just when it snows, there's an excuse to just stay at home. Especially if the news tells you to stay at home.
Indeed.
That's probably the one thing that was fun that a person would miss. It's just But yeah, I just hope everyone stays safe in this large snowstorm, and I hope everyone just stays safe during their troubling, rough times. But I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of snow, it has not snowed as much as it did this year. It has not snowed very much in New York for years, but this year was the year where we probably got the most snow that we've ever had. Now, granted, it didn't stay for very long, but for the most part, the snow did stay for a couple of days, if not probably a whole week. And yeah, I would say it has snowed more this year than it has in the last couple of years. I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting any snow at all. I was just expecting it to be cold. So I would say that's pretty cool. Now New York actually looks beautiful with snow, but I wouldn't want to walk in it though. That's all I'm gonna say. I would not want to walk in it. Snow is cool to look at, but walking it, especially if you have dogs or you have to go to work, that's terrible. Just awful. But it is what it is though.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. So, is there anything else in the news?
Man from uncontacted indigenous tribe emerges in Amazon and villagers demonstrate. Okay. Now it reads, isolated indigenous man returns to tribe in the Amazon rainforest after brief contact.
Brief contact with what?
The tribe.
Wait, so he returns to the tribe in Amazon, you said?
Yes, the Amazon rainforest.
After a brief contact with another tribe?
Well, a young man from an isolated indigenous tribe who appeared a riverine community in Brazil's Amazon returned voluntarily to its people less than 24 hours later, Brazilian authorities have said.
Yeah, you probably realize the grass isn't greener on the other side.
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe he tried to go off on his own and he's like, I'm returning to my people. I mean,
yeah,
I'm really going off what I'm hearing, so it's like maybe something went wrong. Like, when he was going to somewhere else and he said, I'm returning to my people. I will never not like my tribe again. I'm just gonna return to the tribe because it's easier to live, it's easier to like survive there. So, yeah, for the most part, I say like, he's probably, yeah, once again, I'm just going off of what I'm hearing. He probably got humbled a bit and said, I'm just gonna return because it's easier to live here rather than just like, going outside of my own tribe.
exactly.
24 hours later.
Yes, 24 hours later.
It's a bit sad, not a bit sad, but could have been, could have like tried to make it to 48 hours. But
Yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, yeah, all I can say is he probably got humbled with something to make him return. Or, who knows, who knows, maybe he was just going out to get something to eat or food for his tribe.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but it took 24 hours for him to like find the place. And either he found it and went back to the tribe, or when he couldn't find it, he went back to the tribe. There are a bunch of different scenarios that could have possibly happened along the way. But once again, it's like I said, I'm just going off of what I'm hearing, and I'm just like making assumptions and coming up with many different stories to like determine like what could have happened to this man and why he decided to leave his tribe for 24 hours and then automatically just come back. Is there any assumptions that you have?
Not anything that's concrete, but based off the fact that an indigenous man left his tribe for who knows how many hours, and then for him to just come back to the tribe, that it feels very telling that there has to be some kind of awakening to this indigenous man, that he sees a world of advanced civilization. He's like, is this really worth it? This is very complicated. I don't understand any of this whatsoever. And that's understandable. But it just comes to show, if people don't understand how the world functions, they'll never be able to adapt to such society.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, it's not that they can't adapt. It's not like you have to be willing to adapt. But if you don't want to adapt, that's 100% fine. If your way of living is better, suits you, then like I say, like man, like you don't have to you don't have to like look into technology in order to like live. Shoot, you
Yeah,
can live. Yeah, you really don't. You don't really need technology to live. I mean, especially if you're living in the same tribe and same village as your people or the people that you grew up like around. You don't really need a phone nor technology, and I'm pretty sure they find their own entertainment within their tribe. And yeah, it's like he probably saw the modern day, and he didn't really know how to adapt, so he went back to his tribe. He either didn't know how to adapt, or he just thought it was weird and just decided. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's actually very telling to like the reason why like how he spent 24 hours outside of his tribe, and then after 24 hours he came back to his tribe. So it is what it is at the end of the day. It's survival of the fittest. And if you cannot learn to adapt in whatever environment that you're in, you're not going to be able to survive. And that's that. Whether if it's whether if it's a like technological environment or whether if it's a just a survival of the fittest environment. But yeah, it is what it is though. And
it was what it was.
exactly. So is there anything else in the news?
Should be. Let's figure it out. Australia slaps 2-year ban on foreigners buying existing homes as prices soar.
Wait, Australia? Hold on. You said Australia, like, slaps a ban?
Yeah, a 2-year ban on foreigners buying existing homes.
Got you. Okay, so pretty much foreigners who are coming into Australia. Okay, so there are foreigners coming into Australia buying homes. And because Australia realized that foreigners were buying their homes, like were they illegal foreigners or like, legal foreigners?
It doesn't say if it's the legal, illegal, somewhere in the middle,
Oh,
undocumented, and unknown origin.
alright, well,
Uh, it just
I
says
guess,
that the policy, starting April 1st, aims to address the housing crisis by prioritizing local buyers and increasing housing availability.
okay, so they're prioritizing their local buyers, like the people who were born in Australia, rather than
Yes,
like, prioritizing the people who are coming into Australia.
exactly.
Okay, so I'm probably going to assume. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that they are legal. They are legal. I'm gonna assume that they are legal. It's just that it's just or illegal or a mixture of both. I'm not sure. But actually, no. I don't think an illegal person can buy a home. Really, right?
No, they can't.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
yeah.
I don't think it's humanly possible to do so.
I mean, it probably is. It's just that, but they're just laws. So I guess it just doesn't make it humanly
It just
possible.
wouldn't. They wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow it because it's like if you're, I don't know, if you're illegal, then that means you don't really have allegiance to it.
You'd have no right to a home in Australia.
Yeah, especially like if you're not. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna assume they're just talking about the legal foreigners.
Yes,
You know. Okay. So yeah, pretty much, I will say it's good to prioritize your own people. It's good to help out your own people, like actually, like buy homes. I'm not going to say that that the foreigners don't deserve homes. Because I'm saying if the foreigners are legal and they have allegiance to your country, I'd say like you can help them out as well. But
yeah,
they're clearly putting their own countrymen first and their country first, and that's great to see. That's great
I'd
to
love
hear.
to see it.
Exactly, we both love to see it. So I'm not going to condemn nor going to condemn them for it. So it is what it is at the end of the day. At least they're trying to help out their own before helping out like other people who just came into the country.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I say like that's great to see. That's great to hear. That's great to see, and may they keep doing that.
Indeed.
Obviously, help out the legal foreigners a bit more, but ultimately, yeah, help out your own first before you help out anybody else. So, is there anything else?
Google to use artificial intelligence to determine if users are under 18.
You know what?
Here we go again.
Yeah, I'm not even. I'm not even gonna ask how they're gonna do it because there is a way to do it. But
And they will do it.
yeah, they will. They will. I would say like if it'll keep underage people off of like bad websites such as the old hub, such as X-rated websites, then I'd say like shoot, do it, do it. I mean, it's that's all I gotta say, do it. I mean, yeah, yeah, just do it. That's
Yeah,
all I can.
do it.
Yeah, as long as we're using AI to like kind of benefit our benefit humanity and benefit our society, then I personally see no problem with it. I really don't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just it's just like when AI starts to just want to take over everything and take our jobs, which it will inevitably do. Especially if you're in like the technology, especially if you're working on technology. Yeah, no, AI is gonna take your job. Like there's gonna be no more computer science jobs. There's gonna be no more of that because we'll have AI technology to like take care of that. But yeah, for the most part, as far as like checking to see if someone is 18 or old and up, that's good. Great. That's all I gotta say about that. And I'm pretty sure you have the same opinion as me.
Possibly, yeah.
What do you think of it?
Well, it could go either way.
Yeah, pretty much. It really could. It could either be good or bad. Regardless, I'm just trying to look at the good I can do.
It depends how they use it. If they're using it for the benefit of humanity, that's great. If they're using it for own personal gains, then yeah, that's gonna be a whole load of disasters spilling over.
They probably will use for personal gains, but we're going to have to just wait long enough to see. But hey, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. So, is there anything else in the news, or is that us?
World's highest altitude solar facility now generating power in Tibet.
Hold on, say that one more time.
World's highest altitude solar facility now generating power in Tibet.
Huh. Interesting. What are your thoughts?
Well, if it generates power, then good enough.
Yeah, I'd say that's good enough. Generating power and making sure that there's power in certain things. I'd say that's simply good enough for me as well. And there's not really much to say about that. Power is power, and just I guess it just matters if the source of that power is doing good. And if it's doing good, then yeah, I'd say that's good enough. So
Yeah?
yeah, yeah, I'd say that's pretty good enough. I mean, if the power source is doing something good that's benefiting our society and benefiting the way we live, then yeah, I can't. I really have no arguments with it, and I really have no complaints for it. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
So,
So, is there anything else?
I think that's us.
All right, peace.
Peace.